All right, so yesterday, you were talking about, WFAN and, I don't know why they overlooked me and I could bring in $5 million worth of revenue. I've done all the jobs around here. And you had like this 2-minute basically plea to management that they have made a mistake in not looking at you in the past for a full-time job here at WFAN. So yesterday, during the Dan Le Batard show, Dan got this audio and played that audio.
He always gets it.
Right, always gets it. And then the crew, including Dan, reacted to you and your plea to get hired here by WFAN.
This is like seeing someone you're dating on a dating app. It's like watching your your boyfriend. Dan, you don't deserve this.
I thought there would be something in him. It's like, wow, he sounds different. It's just him. He's the same. He's doing the exact same notes. Just everything.
Lucy, it's not like seeing someone you're dating on a dating app. It's like seeing someone you're dating on a date, actively. Like singing his praises and everything.
You're watching someone propose.
I think it's worse than that. I don't know if it's an older movie, Boogie Nights, but I have been for a long time the William H. Macy character who arrives every day and his wife is having sex in the driveway with a crowd around them. For him to go up there and promise advertising that he can't get Meadowlark Media, like for him to go up there on air and say
$5 million worth.
Like, where is that money, Stugotz? We could use it as a company that keeps hiring people that you own a piece of. Like, what are you doing?
Or we could stop hiring people.
I think it's great that you're hiring people, but there's a lot of people on that show now, man. Jeez.
There really is. There are days I walk in there and I'm not certain what everyone's name is. That's how many characters we have on the show.
Yeah.
Dan knows this. And for those of you who don't know my background in radio, I've done that's the only point I was trying to make yesterday.
Yeah.
I've done every job. And it helps me be better at the job that I'm currently doing, just knowing what it is Al is going through.
Sure.
Knowing what Eddie is going through, knowing what the GM is going through, knowing what the program director is going through, knowing what you're going through on a day-to-day basis, okay? So it helps me be better at my job. I also did sales. And Dan knows this, okay? And Dan knows when we left ESPN and we started Meadowlark Media, he knows I was the only salesperson we had. And so I did all the billing, a lot of billing. At a very difficult time in my life, may I add, my mom had just passed away. I put at least $3 to $4 million on that station. It wasn't even a station. We weren't even a radio show. We had no plans. It was just a podcast. And so he knows from my days of being a vice president, of being a general manager of a major market radio station, that comes with getting to know some of the biggest people in advertising. It's just the way it is. So he knows I have the relationships, and he knows how much I'm responsible for it. To be honest, I was being generous at $5 million.
Generous?
I shaved off a couple of million.
Wow. You could have gone with 7. You went with 5?
I could have gone with 8. And I went with
$8 million.
I mean, technically, I could have gone with whatever number I wanted to go with, and no one would have ever been able to prove it. So I just felt like 5 was a nice round number, not too much, not too low. But Dan knows that. Dan will say it all the time. The best salesperson we have in our crew is me.
Yeah.
Is me.
No, listen, I do not doubt that.
It's certainly not him. I can tell you that much.
Does he probably hates that stuff, right?
Have you ever heard him do a spot?
Live read? Yeah.
You're doing 14 a day.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, but at ESPN, I heard him do 1 million of them, back in the day, where he would have you kind of do it. He would set it up.
He would do the front end, couple of sentences, throw it to me, and I would do it's kind of like our show, the majority of the work.
One time he went into a read. I remember this because I told you back like 2015, 16, 17. I used to listen to you guys every single day driving home from doing the show at CBS Sports Radio. He went into a 1-800-Flowers read, or it was one of the Valentine's Day things, Sherry's Berries or something.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Sherry's Berries.
Yeah. He goes, the number one thing that causes divorce is forgetting Valentine's Day. And he goes, actually, no, it's the number 2 thing. Number 1 thing is losing a child.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2... And I was like, whoa. And he said that on ESPN. I was like, that was tremendous. I was like, but... I'm sure 1-800-Flowers probably didn't like the child death joke.
No, who would? And it's why he no longer does that.
Yeah, right.
The other thing I always tell Dan is, You created this monster, the monster that is me.
Right.
This is your creation. He and I have carefully sculpted this character over 20 years of doing a radio show together.
Yeah.
Don't get upset at the thing you created.
That is true.
Le Batard, hear me loud and clear.
Yeah.
You created me. You created the beast. You created the monster. Don't get mad and upset when the monster cheats on you. That is it. Gio, will you marry me?
No. Boomer comes back. That's it. Like you said, we are tied to our guys.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, right. Tied to our guys for a long time.
I should speak for you. I mean, listen, I love Dan. We have a great relationship. I have spent more time with Dan over the last 20 years than with my wife.
Right.
Okay.
Of course.
I love him to death. I just hate when he does that. What he did yesterday. It drives me crazy. And he knows I hate it, right? He knows that I can't stand when he does it, yet he does it anyway.
Meaning you being you, him created you, and then criticizing you,
and then
type of thing?
criticizing me, and asking for a job and pointing out that I could do this, I could do that, and guaranteeing $5 million.
That you hate that.
Well, because he knows I could deliver on it. And so I hate when he tries to make me look bad.
Minimizes you
for no reason.
Right.
It's like, listen, I have given you carte blanche, man. You have taken my head off with a sledgehammer on a daily basis for 20 years. And what do? I wake up the next day, I come back, and I get more.
Yep, that's right.
Right, with a smile on my face.
Well, yes.
Let me have a couple of days with Gio at WFAN.
Yeah, without trashing you.
I'm coming back home on Monday, honey. Let's go.